how to take your beautiful harvest of celery from your garden and preserve it for the winter. I do it a very, very simple way, easy peasy. I freeze them. I freeze the celery in freezer bags. It's not going to be that crunchy, fresh celery that you expect right from the garden, but it's beautiful for soups, stews, anything that you're cooking during the winter and you've got the nutrition from it. I use it for broths, all kinds of things. So come along with me and let's do it together. So I've got my handy dandy harvesting basket and I've got a knife because I am going to cut off the ends of the celery so I don't bring all the dirt into the house, and of course my garden gloves, and we're ready to go. So look how beautiful this celery is, and I love the fact that I can take this, preserve it in the freezer for the winter, and use it for broths, gravies, soups, stews. Just one of my favorite things. So let's get started. So let's just pull out one of these beautiful stalks of celery. Look how gorgeous that is. Just pull it out. Oh, that's not as easy. That guy's in there good. So take out this beautiful stalk of celery, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut the ends off so that I'm not bringing all of this dirt into the house. So take this beautiful harvest of gorgeous celery, put it in my basket, and I'm going to harvest all that I have in the garden today. I'm going to take these beautiful roots and I'm just going to leave them in the garden because that is going to be some gorgeous nutrients for the garden. So don't get rid of this. This is like black gold. So all these roots, I'm just going to leave them to winterize over the garden, and that's going to give your soil some beautiful nutrients for next season. Now, some of these celery plants are so beautiful and big that there's no way I can get them out with my hands. So just, get your trusty shovel and pull those out of the ground, and look how beautiful that stalk of look how beautiful that celery is. Oh my goodness, when my husband asked me, "Hun, we should do some celery in the garden because we're always making nice broths," I said okay, and we have just a bounty of celery. So I'm very happy with the way I have so much of it. It's just beautiful. So yeah, just take your shovel if you find that it's hard to take out. Okay, look at this beautiful bounty of celery. Isn't that awesome? You can't even see me, but there it is. So are we going to have enough celery for the winter? Absolutely. This is awesome. Let's go. So you're going to wash it with about, kind of not warm, just a little bit, almost hot, but not really hot. Just a bit on the hot side. You're going to wash it up. You're going to drain it in a sink. Shake the water off a little bit. And then bring it over and lay it out on some clean towels and just kind of let it dry for a bit. Doesn't have to be perfectly dry, but maybe an hour or two it'll dry nicely. So after laying it out for a while like this, you just have to get rid of the excess moisture. You're still going to have moisture on there, but you just don't want it all dripping wet. So I've laid it out on a towel. I've laid it out for an hour. You can do it for a couple of hours or an hour, whatever you want. And then you're going to chop it. You're going to chop the celery into little bits like this if you want, or you can do it into bigger pieces like this. So it depends what you want. Like if you want to use it for broths and making soup and stuff like that, like I make a lot of broths. So what I do is I freeze the larger pieces like this because I'm going to make the broth get all the nutrients out of the celery, and then discard the rest of the celery. So it doesn't have to be, you know, chopped fine like this. You can have it like this. Or if it's easier, do it larger, put it in the freezer bags, and then chop it when you take it out of the freezer. After you thaw it, you can chop it and put into your sauces, your soups, whatever you like. So you're never going to have that crisp freshness of fresh celery, but it will give you nutrients and a beautiful celery for your stews, sauces, gravies, whatever you use chopped celery and saute it up for, you can use your frozen celery for. So one of my favorite things is definitely taking this beautiful celery from your garden and using it, freezing it, preserving it for the winter, and using it for your sauces, your gravies, your broths, your stews, whatever you like to use a sauteed celery for. Or my celery water, which is on my YouTube channel, which is awesome for nutrients. So, you know, taking this from your garden and knowing that you grew it, you've got all the vitamins and you're going to use it all winter long. One of the things that my husband loves, I make him a lot of broths. I'll make chicken broth or beef broth, and he just loves that. And I use celery in those broths. So, right, it's beautiful. Lots of soup. So one of my favorite things, celery from the garden, preserved in a freezer bag for the winter. And you have a great day.